All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, December 10th, 2019, just in time for Jocch's Playbook, episode number 10. Welcome back. I got new glasses. I feel 90 years old in them. Last time on this wonderful show, we discussed Team Liquid playing Long A on Dust 2, so how they took it, what they did in the mid-round, what they did in later portions of the round, and attacks, how they dealt with attacks on the A site. You can find that VOD on YouTube. Should be a link below. Today, we are going to... the ass glasses. I didn't actually think of that until right now. But today, we are going to focus on post-plant scenarios between probably two of the best teams in the world right now, arguably Team Liquid and Astralis. So, obviously, we had ESL Pro League that had some interesting playoffs between probably the top four teams, Fnatic, Mouse, or Mouse now in the top discussions, but we had Fnatic, Mouse, Astralis, and Liquid battling for spots. I believe that's how that semifinal laid out, with Fnatic and Mousesports playing in the ground final. So now we're having a really good mixture of all top teams. We're having good parity, which is always nice to see. Obviously we're kind of getting to the point where people are kind of sick of seeing Astralis dominate on a continuous basis, which I'm kind of also in agreement with. So it's nice to see some parity. Nice that Carrier got a big win for himself. But anyway, we're just going to talk about strictly post-plant position or post-plant scenarios today. So we're going to be skipping through some rounds, seeing how the T's defend the site and how the CTs attack the site, and just taking a look at what things actually happen. So let's just jump right into this. Hopefully I click Skybox and this thing actually loads. The first time I don't got to meddle with anything, so fingers crossed here. Hell yeah. So again, Team Liquid versus Astralis on Inferno. We're just going to be fast forwarding straight to bomb plants. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 with the bomb down the pistol round. That's going to be our first one. So pistol rounds are always interesting to see what teams throw out, how it shakes out, because typically it's a very scripted round. Like there's been a lot of thought put into this. So it's not as important to us as how they got here as what they do afterwards. But 5-on-3 is probably going to be a pretty easy hold for Team Liquid here as the T side, but let's just kind of take a look at what they do afterwards. So everyone can pretty much see every angle. What you want to make sure you're not doing, I see a lot of in like post plants, is people looking like double. Like you would have two people. We want to draw a tool of this. Both people would be looking at like here. Like imagine both people just looking at the cart. Not helpful here. If someone comes from, this arch side, Elige most likely going to see him first. If somebody comes from the Moto side, Twist is probably going to be the first person to see them. Nitro can see into balcony. And then you have Stu over here lurking. So ideally he would catch anybody coming, as an early warning sign here. So there's not going to be a whole lot of surprises here if you're Team Liquid going through this post plant. And since I was pressed for time, I didn't actually look at these rounds. I just knew that I wanted to talk about this map and post plant situations because it's been on my mind recently. But it's going to unfortunately be uneventful because Astralis is just going to kind of save their armor and take it into the next round. Plus they do have some utility on their side. Smokes and flashes of a different color. Oh, that's better. So they're just kind of looking to make $300, taking any kills they can. And Liquid's going to kind of have the same idea of saving their armor and getting out. But it looks like Nitro's going to run into... Or no, looks like it's going to happen over here. Stewie finds Glaive, and that's going to pretty much be the round. So, go here. Nope, no plant, no plant, no plant. Here we go. So now, looks like we have a gun round. So, and it looks like the bomb's going to be planted at B, so we'll scoot over here. That seems decent. There we go. Half speed. So it looks like Team Liquid's going to get the site here. Speed it up, speed it up. And the bomb goes down. Okay, so it's a 2-on-3 with the bomb down. I want to back up that taste actually. Someone here, so Simfix in the site. He's going to get taken down by Nitro. So now we're in a 2-on-3. Liquid believes that the site is clear, so they're going to plant. Boom, boom, boom. Half speed. And let's just kind of take a look at the utility-wise what they have. They have 1 smoke and 1 flashbang. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 3-on-3. So 1 smoke, 1 flash. Ideally, I think we're going to see the smoke go back down here since you have Twist watching Banana. So now the information that Twist is probably relaying is, guys, do not worry about Banana. Nobody can come to Banana without me knowing. So all you have to worry about is the connector, or the cross, whatever you want to call it, and this construction/garden area. Those are the 2 things you have to worry about. So that immediately takes an option off of their mind. It looks like Twist may run into a player. Nope, Dupree's going to go through CT spawn. And something I think that Astralis does very well in these situations is not rushing. So if we talk about the CTs for a moment, you know, let's see, who is that? Who is up front here? Magisk has not committed anywhere into this site yet. He is being very patient, letting Dupree catch up, so they can attack the site in a little bit more coordinated fashion. So whether that means sending 2 through construction, 2 through here, some sort of split, something like that. And then to talk about T-side very briefly, Twist now realizes that there's probably not going to be a threat his way, and hopefully, excuse me, Elige has let him know that the bomb is planted for him. So if for some reason both teammates die inside the site, Twist has a really good chance of still winning this round from Banana. So now you can kind of see what information is very critical to both sides, or what kind of some basic pieces this puzzle are. So and then we see some a much greater swath of utility on the CT side. So they're going to commit a molly to a very common spot of new box. And they're going to try and come through together. So Twist now uses his smoke at the cross like we just talked about. A flash is going to allow Dupree to peek. We're going to watch this probably a couple times. Let's just let this play out first of all. Magisk is going to molly out Nitro. Twist throws his flash. What is that? Another nade comes out. Another flash. Lots of interesting pieces. Whoop. And this gets hairy. Okay, so it looks like Team Liquid's going to take this round. But let's just back up and watch a lot of that again. Okay, let's slow this down even more. Talk about it real close. So we talked about the CT side going in together, right? That pistol round, we also talked about the T's covering specific angles. So Elige's angle, or location, or whatever term you want to phrase it, or whatever phrase you want to use, or holy hell, whatever term you'd like to use. So Elige's going to be in charge of the cross. Nitro's going to do his best to watch garden. Perfect. Remember, like we said, these are only 2 things they have to worry about since Banana's taken care of. CT side starts coming together. You're going to see a flash come in from Dupree that allows the construction guys to come. Where's that Dupree? No, a flash from Device, I believe. So there's the molly out for Nitro. Dupree is going to get flashed in here. So boom, there's a flash. Now Dupree can kind of look at this angle. A molly from Magisk lands right on Nitro, takes him out. But you see, it feels like like just sitting here talking about it's like, oh my god, they're running out of time. But there's still 16 seconds on the clock, and there's still a kit on Magisk. So theoretically, there's plenty of time for them to make this happen. Like device is still smoked off. Yep. So Dupree and Magisk are gonna do their best from construction. We see another flash coming out. So look, they're peeking on each other's flashes. Ideal, super duper. Dupree kind of gets half blind here. Comes out to fight Banana. Here's where Twist takes his fight. They're going to trade him out, and now it's just a one-on-one with 7 seconds on the clock. For some reason, I think Dupree doesn't know Alicia's here. Doesn't look over there. Maybe he thought he'd cross, but doesn't really matter. Oh. So a lot to be taken from that is how the CTs all come in together. A lot of people, matchmaking games, face-it games, whatever. Oh, this guy comes in, he dies. Oh, now we have 2, and then this guy peeks here, nothing, and he dies. So now it's a 1-on whatever. So doing things with teammates as you go into sites is quite helpful. Quite good Counter-Strike, you might say. No plant here. Okay, hey, another B plant. So here we are. It's going to be a 3-on-2. Bomb down. Is this just an instant save? Oh. Bastards. Oop. Yeah, no one dies. Okay. No plant. Here we go. What happened here? Plant on A and another instant save. Okay, here we go. Plant on A. Here's some action. 2-on-2. So I imagine Astralis is gonna go for this. Liquid's gonna get the site. Bomb's gonna plant in this goofy corner. If you plant the bomb somewhere that is not like the default spot in all of our heads for whatever map you're playing, let your friend know. So let's see, I think it's Naf in the site. Is that Naf? Oh no, Naf's in the pit. So a liege should be telling Naf it is not planted for you. So that way, Naf has a couple of options. Now he knows, like, okay, this position's not going to be great for long. And if a liege dies, I have to make an adjustment. Okay, if this becomes a 2-on-1, I have to do something different to keep me in the game. And obviously utility in this situation is not going to be helpful because the liege is the player with the molly, not Naf. Utility is not great on the CT side either, as device has 1 smoke. So we just back up a hair. No utility comes out. So boom, that's the first thing I noticed there is the bomb is not planted in its default location. Turn this off. Oop. Now the CT side, I mean obviously device and Zinfix have some time because they're going to wait this smoke out. And where they decide to throw their smoke will be very interesting. I imagine you'll see it in front of pit or in this little boxy area, blocking off the pit player. Like they did a little stack so they can kind of see what's going on. This tool, okay, cool. How about that, huh? That works. 1 flash comes out from Naf and pit. It doesn't do a whole lot. Doesn't exactly help their cause too much. The leech is going to peek on device. Simvik's going to be stuck in a pretty crappy battle with Naf. The leech peeks together, kills him. So, I mean, not a whole lot of like technical awesomeness, but some pretty cool basic stuff that a lot of players can do that is not insanely difficult. So just from the other angle, Flash comes out. I believe Alicia's gonna catch device crossing. Naf sees him. So once Naf, once Naf sees this player, Alicia should instantly peek with him, because the odds of Zinfix killing both these people slim. So now that they've both agreed on where he's at, he should be peeked together. So when Alicia hears him shoot, he peeks. Or when Naf shoots, he peeks. Together at minimum. And boom, they're out there. Done. Okay. Looks like a save round for Astralis. Excuse me. Bomb again is going to go down in this little corner, which we talked about, let people know. You know, despite the fact that Team Liquid is in some super big advantage right now, doesn't mean they have to play silly. But a 5-on-1 with 1 HP, I just want to see this one happen. So I don't think we're going to take too much from this round. And we don't. So. So here we are. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's watch Device. Looks like Device is actually going to get a kill, so Nitro knows he's at A. But somehow, some way... Oh, I thought he was going to stick around for longer. He gets fished out. Okay, so we have a 2-on-2. 2-on-2, bomb down again in a little bit of an awkward position. And I think this is... Nope, that's Twist. So Twist is going to be outside the bomb site. Both can play inside the bomb site. Again, low utility, Dupree. Let's see where Dupree wants to throw this nade, because I imagine he'll throw it. Okay, here we go. Great nade. He says... That do any damage? Oh, nades in this game are so lame. That would have been a kill in 1.6. True game. Okay, so he throws his nade into a very likely spot. Chances are, if you don't know this, you can probably hear this bomb being planted if you're in this arch area. You can probably hear that. So that probably gives you pretty a reasonable guess on where to throw that nade. But again, utility first, and that was the only piece of utility. Utility first, and then peeking together. So looks like Zinfix is going to go in first. Dupree is right behind him. Like, they're not completely separated where they cannot peek together. So this is a joint effort, a coalition. Since he gets in this corner, he gets pretty safe here, and he gets to only worry about this angle. Now, Naf is in a very difficult position. And this, I mean, do they have any utility? They have one flash that I don't think they end up throwing. Do they have an option to throw this flash sometime? I mean, I guess if you are splitting hairs, which I am, you would want to try and I don't know. I don't know. Like, why would you throw the flash? Because you have it. Where would you throw it? I would probably throw it in the smoke if I had to make a guess. Do they? I mean, do they have any indication if they're going to come from that way? Bomb goes down. I mean, if Naf heard it, if Naf hears Zinfix make this jump, which I don't know. I know he's walking. He jumps. Maybe he. I don't know. No. Other reason why he doesn't throw it is if this guy's close around the corner, he hears it. I don't know. I always feel very silly when I die post plant with utility. So I guess maybe this is me being overly critical. Like I don't think this is wrong by any means. I don't think this is like the quintessential example either. I think Rick Banff is the greatest Counter-Strike player of all time. Don't forget Twitch Prime. It's incredible. You can just click that button right up there. There we go. Okay, so another round done. Where's all the plants? Here we go. So now we've switched sides. So now Team Liquid is going to be on the defense. Astralis is going to be on the attack. They're at B, so we should go over there. Looks like a 3-on-3 at the moment. I'm sure that might change. If you're using your Twitch Prime for anybody who's not a self, like you're screwing up, bro. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm clicking through some random stuff. Alright. So here we go. 3-on-3. Bomb is going to be planted at the coffin spot. Okay. So let's kind of, number one, take a look at what kind of round this is, because the first thing I'm noticing here is it's a really crappy buy from Astralis. So they went into this round with very little, or if they went in this round with a lot, they don't got a lot left. So it's going to be, typically if you go into rounds with very low investment and now you've gotten the bomb down, like you're high-fiving people to begin with. I mean, yes, they have one Krieg, but it's on Glaive. Okay, so he's right here. This is our Glaive. He's got the Krieg, but they have no utility. This smoke is almost done, and Twist has got full utility. Alige's got a flashbang, and Nitro's pretty much already in the site. So, what my point was before Rick Banff rudely interrupted me is, if you are in these situations with low utility, your options are to A, be an aim freak and hit all these shots, or to B, play very conservatively and try and trade out very effectively. Trading out effectively is probably the higher probability play. So that means peeking when your teammates peek, trading kills out when the CT side comes in to retake the site. Delaying the clock, things like this. This does not mean taking wild peaks from new box, like, oh, I have a deagle, I'm gonna 1-dig this guy. No, you're not. Forget it. Like, are playing in this pit area and trying to, continually peek here. Just wait. Like, waiting here is a great play. This is a little bit of an odd corner people like to sit in. Holding these tight angles, letting people really get deep into the sight. So now, to the CT side, Alige has got banana. Twist is on his way with all the utility in the world. Slow this down. Zinfix is going to get a great kill onto Alige here. So Zinfix does as pros do, and they hit incredible shots. So he wins this duel. That's big time, because pretty much they don't have to worry about banana anymore, and now they have a second gun. So, I mean, with the second gun, the bomb's planted for him. Zinfix is the guy who can really take control of the round. So now he really has no reason to take fights. Really has no reason to take fights. So what does Astralis do now they have numbers. They double peak. They double peak Garden and try and keep the number advantage. So again, let's watch this very slow. We might watch it a couple times. Looks like Flash comes in. Astralis is brilliant. Trades this guy out, and Twist is just hopeless. But look what they do. As soon as they have the numbers advantage, what does everybody do? They hide further. Hide, hide. Simfix is low. He's probably going to hide because he has 10 HP and really would like to keep the gun. All in all, Astralis plays really good basic Counter-Strike. Like they do a lot of the small things very, very well, which is kind of underappreciated by the fact that so much of their roster is super good. Like Device has been incredible through the last half of 2009 or 2019, if not the whole year. Magisk with the scope meta has been an incredible player to watch. Dupree always consistent. Zinfix. I mean, you could talk about all these guys all day if you really wanted to. But the fact they do so many small things correctly, in my opinion, is what really differentiates them from the rest of the teams. Is their ability to execute consistently on the small things feels like that's the real secret to success. So we have no bomb plant here, no here. Boom, back to B. It looks like it's another crappy buy round. What did they have? Oh, they went Hero AK. Okay, and it's going to be a 5-on-2. So this should be an example of what you do as the CT side to just guarantee the round win. You're going to concede the plant, fine. Don't give up the round now. Have the plant, win the round. Like if you're communicating, like, guys, we're just going to play retake here. Don't die right now. Let's have a chance to do this all together, okay? No real reason to be completely bananas. Boom. So bomb goes down. Plenty of utility to be had for the CT side. Here's a good piece of information. So I just want Stewie. Stewies are green, so let's just focus on the green area. Bomb's gonna go down. Stewie does not see a player cross his line of sight. To be honest, I think there's a setting where I can turn that line on. Field of view, miscellaneous. Field of view markers. I don't know, shortcuts. I don't know. Either way. Stewie does not see Zinfix, this player, cross his line of sight. So I think his line of sight was like over here. So being that he does not see anybody cross this line of sight, he knows that most likely the players are going to be on the right side of the site. So now what have you done as a CT? Like imagine this is a gun round, like effectiveness of the economy aside, you've pretty much taken the site and cut it in half. So chances are there's no threat here. I'm not saying there can't be a threat here, but the probability, because Stewie didn't see anybody cross his line of sight, he's now half the site. Reasonable? Okay. Another piece of information is device just kills your friend. Sad. But there's no way he planted the bomb that quickly and got there. So now Stewie's probably saying, They're both over here. So now, obviously no one's here. So now your like worry zone is right here. It seems very apparent when you see the overview of all the players, but we have all the data to give us this deduction. We've deduced everything down to this area. I'm willing to wager you see very little utility being used on this half of the bomb site. But let's just watch. Then takes a fight together with 3 teammates. Fantastic. Whoever devices an animal and somehow gets away. I would love to see this in the game because that's nuts. Man, I thought this was gonna be such a good like basic example, and then Astralis had to go and make it ridiculous. But let's just watch the hilarity again. This is like a kick yourself in the foot type moment. Elysian Naf are and Stewie against Device. Device actually kills one and gets away. Brutal. So okay, Gaff, you still have some utility. Elige, because again, they've probably all communicated that nobody crossed this line, and they saw Device kill somebody, and he couldn't have gone from here to here that fast. They probably deduced that both players have to be in this general area. So Elige, smartly, that off. Naf has to worry about one angle. Each has to worry about his one angle. And I think that's Twist on the ball. Twist is just going to pray to God that his friends don't miss. Naf gets his shot. Simfix is just going to have pretty much no chance in hell of winning that round, and Liquid takes it down. However, to Astralis' credit, they got a lot of that. Got a lot of that round. Get a couple notifications here. What is going on? Okay. If you haven't followed the channel, I highly recommend that. I got some stuff set up where a thing pops down from the top. It says thanks for following, Twitch Prime, the whole 9 yards, whatever you guys want. The more you guys like my stuff, the faster I can quit my job. Be a full-time content creator. So, irregardlessness. Find another plant. Alright, back at the A site. A 3-on-2. Oh, this is probably going to be a save round. Oh yeah, it's a save round. Oh yeah, okay. Here we go. B. Okay, here we are again. Another 5-on-2 situation. Bomb's gonna go down. Before we go into it. Oh, hold on. Oh god. Team IPA is hopping on. We got 3 viewers getting hyped up. Where am I at? Skybox. Here we are. Okay, before we talk about this, let's just take a look at what the round looked like to start. Okay, so it's a gun round. Da, 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 da. Okay. Gun round. Also is going to be... Alright, hey, that ad revenue. Thanks for the couple pennies. I appreciate it. So far, you know, Exceed is the greatest supporter of the stream so far. We're gonna have some new internet on Sunday at about 9 a.m. right before I go to brunch. Can't wait. So 5-on-2. Back to Counter-Strike. Team Liquid is 5-on-2. They already have 3 people here on the site. They're going to be probably patiently waiting for their friends to show up. Excuse me. Dupree makes a wild play through the smoke and gets a kill. And there's probably not a whole lot of information that Team Liquid, the CT side, has at this moment. Probably not sure where people are, because this has been smoked off the whole time. This has been smoked off, and at least gave Dupree enough time to get back to dark or emo or whatever you kids call it. But we're gonna see 3 players stacked up inside construction. I imagine we'll see something peek together here in a moment. Sorry. Warm water. So who is this back here? Stewie, Nitro. Nitro's got the flashbang. Yep, I bet you Nitro's going to throw a flash, probably somewhere in the middle of sight. Allow all his friends to come through. Really struggling with the voice today. Molly first. Clears new box. Okay, great. Here comes the flashbang. Bang. Oh, very important moment. God damn. Sorry. Gosh. Something's going on. I'm dying. Very important thingy that we saw, and I can't even control myself. So you're going to see Zinfix spam. Comes shortly. Yep, there he is. He's spamming. We hear something. Now we know there's a player. Now we know where at least one guy is. Now it's all about where the hell the other guy is. So what has Team Liquid done? They have eliminated this variable. Stewie has eliminated this variable. Nitro is holding this angle. And what Dupree is going to do, very wisely, I think he sits in this corner as long as possible. But again, Team Liquid is just reducing the positions at which Astralis could be. Boom, they're going to peek together. Twist is kind of looking caught. So now can't be here. I don't see anybody here. It's not a new box. They've already walked by this, so it can't be there. They've already walked through here. It can't be there. Sorry. The only 2 logical thoughts left are new box and banana. Now, obviously, this is happening very quickly. But if you're this guy, which is who, if you know. Boom. If you're a Liege and you're the last guy in and your friends haven't got shot yet, like, what? Where could they be? Like, there's very few spots that are left. Now Dupree has found out. Okay, this guy died. Now we know exactly where everybody is. Oh. And sometimes you just get a guy who's really good like Dupree and he just melts 2 of your friends right here. Now you're in a real tough spot. So Liege needs to win this gunfight. Brutal. Nitro wins. Doesn't have a kit. Round's over. But we did talk a lot about the CT side. Let's take a moment and talk about the T side very quickly because Astralis does a couple very wise things in their round. They use all their utility. Bomb goes down. Dupree's going to make a wild play here. So this is just him being a superstar. Flashes through. Bang. Nath is full blind. As you can see that bar. He gets a kill and he just retreats right back. Zinfix is going to be our banana guy. So he's going to tell Dupree, don't have to worry about banana. Just worry about there. This smoke probably immediately concerns him. So he's like, shit, got cut off. And Dupree, very, very wisely, does not take any fights. So what is he looking at? I want to know. Point of view. This is the only angle that Dupree is caring about at the moment. So if somebody walks through garden, it's in his face. Somebody walks up connector, cross, right in his face. He's turned, like, it doesn't matter where they came from, they're going to cross this line eventually. And what does it cost Team Liquid? It costs them time. There's now 12 seconds left on the clock. Going to be blind, goes back. And this is just being a great player. Like, getting those 2 kills is incredible. And then this third one is just out of this world. He gets taken out, but it doesn't matter because he's already taken the time off the clock. Dupree does an amazing job just milking the clock here. Like, that's what it's all about. Pretty tight, huh? Pretty tight. And not only that, this round now ties the game for Astralis. A round that they probably looked like they were going to lose. They turn around. Plant. Fairly lame. Might have been the last round. Was this round any good? Oh yeah, this round's very good. Probably it's the end of the game. Okay. Alright. Alright, what am I looking at here? Got a couple more notifications. Okay. It all comes down to a 3-on-1. That can't be fun. It wasn't. Liquid wins. Boom. Oh, that's what I want. Counter-Strike? No, there it is. So, we spent some time looking at some post-plant scenarios from both the T and CT side. So, how do people defend sites? How do the CTs think they want to enter sites? Probably some key takeaways are using utility to eliminate positions on where the T's could be, enter a site. Using sound cues to understand what players are. Again, the main overarching goal is eliminating where people could be. Because if you have to peek 4 spots, it's much difficulty than peeking 2. So if we can eliminate those opportunities, it gives us a much better chance of winning a gunfight and then winning the round. On the T side, we saw Astralis do very well a couple times, have very low utility or investment going into rounds, and finding ways to extend their what am I trying to say? Try and increase their odds of winning by making good plays, by running out the clock, by making people come to them to waste the clock. And on the CT side, the final thing we noted a lot of is waiting for your teammates to get there, not trying to be the guy to go in, spray down 3, and then defuse the bomb. So waiting, peeking together for both the CTs and the Ts, using utility to both defend the site and eliminate options on where players could be, and learning how to milk the clock if you are a T with very low utility or very low option of winning that round. So if you have any questions, I know both of you here may have some stuff you might want to rifle my way. Feel free to type it in there. I will answer all the questions today, and today only. And if there's no questions, then I will play some music from my new favorite trap artist, Barrel. And I will play some Counter-Strike. So, go ahead.
Blow smoke, burn, rub, blow smoke, burn, rub, blow smoke, burn, rub, burn. I blow smoke, burn, rub, blow smoke, burn, rub, blow smoke, burn, 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 burn.